Hey guys, welcome back. Another episode from the Ultimate EDC. Today, as you can tell in front of us, we're going to be talking about Strider knives. So, I am by no means an expert on Strider knives, but I know a little bit of experience with them, so I'll just kind of go over what I know and my experiences. Strider was formed in 1997 in California by Mick Strider. They actually supplied knives to the Naval Special Warfare Group. So that's kind of cool, different. They've got various models like the SMF, SNG, the PT, and the RC. So in my knife journey thus far, and I'm sure if you've been in the hobby for a while, you know of the big three, which consisted of Chris Reeve knives, Hinderer, and Strider. So they were always the big lure, when you're first getting into the knives and you're trying to, you hear about all these knives and you see them and you're online researching. And, I had my deep dive into Chris Reeve knives. I'll talk about that another time. Hinderer, I've talked about it. I'm a great Hinderer fan. Big fan of the XM24 in particular. But Strider was a little bit elusive for me. In acquiring knives back in the day, Strider was definitely the hardest to find, at least for me. And, you sometimes see them on the secondary, but not often. I'm going back to maybe like 2008, 2010 era, and they were tough to find. And when you did, they were really pricey. And at my time in the journey, spending that kind of money on a knife was a little bit, shocking, to say the least, for a pocket knife. But I digress. So do I still think that the big three is still reigning supreme in the knife world? The answer is no, I don't. I feel there are many companies out there now that meet or exceed their ability to create a knife. There are some excellent makers out there. It's probably like the big 20 now rather than the big three. Do I think Strider knives are good? Absolutely. Great knives. Very, very, very ergonomic, very well made, tough, durable. They'll take a beating. They'll do what you need them to do. Do I feel there's other companies out there that can do the same? Absolutely. So we'll talk a little bit about my first journey into the Strider world. So my first Strider that I purchased, I think it was in 2012 or 2013, and it was this model here. Not this specific blade, but the SNG, basically the same footprint. Spear point blade, aluminum, flamed lock side. The knife was really great. It was smaller in size than I preferred, but, felt great in the hand, easy to open, nice ergonomics, just a very cool knife, and put up some good work too. You could really beat on them for what they were. And I remember I had a friend at the time who was into knives, different brands. He was into different things than I was. And I showed him this knife and I said, hey, take a look at this. And he was like, ooh, that thing's ugly. What is that? And I said, it's a Strider, check it out. And when I handed it to him, he was like, wow, that did not feel like I thought it would. Just from the looks, I thought it'd be extremely uncomfortable and it just looked like it would feel like crap in your hand. But so just goes to show you, don't judge a book by its cover. They are definitely ergonomic. This design they've come up with for the handle is super comfortable. If you've never held one, highly recommend seeking one out. Borrowing one if you can. You will not be disappointed. So I had that blade for a while, and then I end up trading it. And the story behind that's unusual is the knife I traded it for turned out what is still to this day my favorite knife. The closest I've come to the Ultimate EDC, now it's probably tied for second with another, but it's still probably my favorite knife. Nothing I've really handled yet has come close to it. And it's going to surprise people when I tell what it is. But for me, it just had it all. It really does. It's ergonomics, action, feel in hand, build quality. It's just got everything. And I'll reveal that in another video down the line. But I think people will be surprised when they hear what it is. So I traded it. And I was without a Strider for a while. And I'm trying to think what year it was. I got a hold of an SMF, which is really nice, which for me is just for size-wise, perfect for my hand. This is what I prefer. Not that the SNG is, is a smaller knife, or an unuseful knife anyway, but the SMF is more my style. So let's talk about what we have in front of us here. So this is, like we talked about, SNG, spear point blade, extremely, extremely ergonomic. Feels great in the hand. This is a aluminum show side. This is a spear point blade, and this has the flamed lock side with an aftermarket lock bar stabilizer. And this is in 20 CV steel. This is a great little knife. I made a video about this prior, and it's really nice. Really, really nice. Then we've got, I don't see many of these around. This is the SMF spear point, and this is the ghost stripe, the blade finish. That's what they call it. So again, aluminum show side, flame tie lock side, and this is in CTS XHP steel. This is a really cool knife. I don't see many of these around at all in this finish, but great. Really great example. I think it looks cool. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, let me turn these over so we get a different angle of the lock side. Then probably my newest acquisition, another SMF, and this is a drop point in copper show side and anodized titanium lock side. Really cool. Really different. It's got the Strider logo on there. Excellent. Unbelievable action. Pretty much drop shut. And this is in MagnaCut steel with the black blade finish. Very nice. I would like to get the SNG version of this same thing, just to have it as a pair. I think that would look really nice. Then we've got another SMF, spear point, aluminum show side, flame lock side, and this is in CTS XHP steel. It's funny is, this knife, I traded my buddy Steve at Scotch and Things. I'm pretty sure I traded a Hinderer towards a Strider. Kind of funny. And this thing has gotten a lot of use. Steve used this quite a bit. As you can tell by the blade, I used it quite a bit too. I carried this at work for a while. I mean, I wouldn't do, I wouldn't go the extreme Steve does, like prying open a crate, but I definitely cut, did a lot of cutting, plastic strapping, I put it through its work. And then we have, this is a really great example of an SNG. This is an SNG Tanto. So we've got the OD green aluminum, the Tanto blade. Now get a look at this blade grind. Hope you guys can see that. Phenomenal. Beautiful grinds. I mean, these rival Medford, hands down. Phenomenal. Just a great example. And this is in CTS XHP. Great little blade. This one here, another trade I did with Steve, Scotch and Things. This is the Strider .75 AR. So this is a full tie, satin blade. You can see the grinds on there. Beautiful grinds, right? S90V steel. This is a hollow grind. And there was a lot of controversy surrounding this blade when it first came out. I'm sure you guys know why. This blade was under the Strider moniker, but was actually built by Medford. So you had a Strider design and a Medford build. In my opinion, phenomenal, phenomenal grouping. I think Medford is definitely up there and the top builders around. And I mean, look at the grinds on that blade. Medford does unbelievable grinds. Fantastic. And I've used this knife quite a bit, and it's still super sharp. And this is a tank of a blade. Typical Medford style, as you can tell. So there's some great examples in my opinion. You know, you've got a smaller SNG, the larger SMF, which still both blades super ergonomic. Probably my favorite is this SNG Tanto blade. I mean, look at that. Just beautiful. I had somebody offer me a really good amount of money for this, and oof, I almost let it go, but I just don't see these come up often, so I didn't want to let go of it. So I'm definitely in a Strider phase. I could definitely see more Striders in my future. You know, maybe bumping up to, I really want the SMF performance version. That'll probably be my next if I find a good deal on one of the secondary. Just again, hard to find, or hard to find at a decent price. So, oh, and just quickly, today's fixed blade carry. This is a DCC Scamp. Really nice little blade. I just got this not too long ago. Very ergonomic. Nice Scandi grind. Really comfortable in the hand. It's got walnut scales, and it has this juke wrap along it that's resin infused, so it really bites into your hand great. Great grasp on it. And this is a really nice little carving knife. You can go out and make feathers, whatever you want to do. You could use this as a bushcraft companion knife with you. Super sharp. Really interesting design. Again, DCC Scamp. Came with a really nice sheath. And I'm going to end up putting it came with two. It came with this Kydex sheath and then an Offensive Industries ambidextrous sheath as well. But I'm going to end up putting an ulti-clip on this to carry in the pocket. Today I just threw it in there like it is, and it was fine. But if you're looking for a nice little fixed blade, check out DCC blades. So let me know what you guys think about Strider. I know they're a very controversial blade. I'm not talking about mix issues as far as military or any of that kind of stuff. I'm just talking about him as a maker. Let me know your opinions. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like Strider? Do you have it in your collection? Let me know. And finally, today's movie rec is going to be, it's called 8mm. This movie came out in 1999. This movie stars Nicolas Cage, Joaquin Phoenix, and James Gandolfini, and Peter Stormare. This is a dark one, guys. It's about a private investigator played by Cage trying to find out if a snuff film that's been recovered is real or fake. This movie goes deep into the seedy world of underground fetish movies. I mean, this one's crazy. Great performances by Nicolas Cage, James Gandolfini, and that guy is so talented. Joaquin Phoenix is brilliant, but this is a dark movie, seriously dark. So if you've seen it, let me know what you think. But if you haven't, definitely give it a watch. But beware, this movie goes pretty dark. Let me know what you think, guys. Thanks. Bye.